What was that term you used again? You got to have an iron-proof,
A bulletproof workout routine.
bulletproof routine. And I would say, because my channel is also going to be, we're going to be talking more and more about how to use the power of awareness, and everything is habit. Everything is habit, good or bad.
Yes.
And you can change your habits.
Yeah.
But you have to simply know exactly what you want, and basically do it.
Do it.
Yeah, you have to do it, and after a while it becomes easy.
Yeah, no thinking. Boom.
Yeah,
Get up in the morning, you run.
So for me, real quick, my routine is every morning I get up and read, old-fashioned reading, right? For at least an hour. And I do that before I touch my phone, which I know for most of you is, you're going to say, that's impossible, Bobby, you must be kidding. But
that's a great routine.
Once you pick up your phone, and this is also something based on Joe Dispenza and others that recommend this, that first hour, you set your day, right?
Yeah.
And if you can set your mind and your heart and your thinking the first hour on how you want to believe and think, it sets your day. I preset my day from the beginning.
Yeah.
So after I read for an hour and I meditate, and I'll talk more about that in the future, but then I'm prepared. So if I open my phone, it doesn't matter whether I have some good news, bad news, somebody needs something or whatever it is, I've got a smile on my face. I'm already in the right attitude, and mood. Now, you tell me a little bit, just about. I know you've got kind of a very open-minded view of religion and philosophy.
Yeah.
Maybe leaning more Buddhist and Hindu, would you say, or?
So Buddha was a man. He never said, "I'm a god" to anyone.
Right.
What Buddha was is he believed that the mind, unchecked, will run all day long and give you pain and suffering. And there's various ways people talk about it, but for me, the key is to recognize that your mind is running unchecked all day. And to be in this place that's recognizing it, almost like a disassociation. And so when your mind gets angry or upset or whatever, you're you're observing your mind. And so that's why it doesn't grab you and hold you away. It's like you're more, by being an awareness 24 hours a day, by being in a space of awareness, it's not only of things you have to do today, that's what your mind's thinking about. It's also about like what's around you, what colors, what sounds, so you're well seated in your consciousness. And the beautiful thing about,
I love that. I love it.
Yeah, you have to be well seated in your consciousness. That's why reading is important, meditation is important, and working out. So the reason that I get up every morning is I'm a meditative runner. For me, what running is meditation and movement. And so for me, it's about centering myself and getting. The first thing you have to do is get your body right, because your consciousness lives in your body. And so if you're eating right and you're working out every day, you're halfway there to happiness. And then you're setting this tone, which you were just talking about in another way, that your day can go like you want it to go. You're in control of your day because you've taken care of your body, your consciousness is at its highest point, and now you're launching into your day when you open that phone.
And I love something you just said. I forget exactly how you worded it, but by building that awareness, you can actually step outside yourself and observe yourself.
Yeah.
So I work with a three-step process. Because people say, I started out great in the morning, but by my afternoon, my so-and-so called me, and I was upset about this, and before they know it, they're off track.
Yeah.
So by having that awareness all day, the power of awareness, the power of your imagination, to be able to observe yourself, catch yourself.
Yeah.
And one of the keys is to do it uncritically. So it's uncritical observation.
Yes.
Rather than saying, "Oh, Bobby, you did it again, you dummy, da-da-da-da-da."
Yeah.
That's self-talk. That's terrible self-talk.
Yeah,
so your self-talk has to be positive.
Yeah.
So you catch yourself, you notice it.
You notice it.
You observe it without judgment.
Yeah.
Make the correction. That's not how I want to be thinking. This is how I want to be thinking.
Yeah.
Step back into that.
Yeah.
And then carry on your day.
And it works with other people too. When you encounter someone whose life, they're unhappy in their life, if you see them as a whole person, and so they have some circumstance in their life that's making it difficult for them right now. They're angry, they're upset. You can get pulled into their anger with them because they're angry, or you can stay back and allow yourself to be compassionate about this person, right? And you're sort of a space for them to vent, if you will.
You don't take any of it personal, though.
You don't take it personal.
It just flows through you.
And they can transform themselves just by being around someone who's not getting plugged in by their anger.
Yeah, so actually it improves your communication abilities, your listening abilities, your empathy, your sympathy, all of that stuff for others.
I like to think of it like a parent. You have a parent self that's sort of the God in you that sees things from a higher level maybe, and it sees when you're in pain, and it recognizes what you're saying. You don't need to judge yourself. What you need to do is just see, oh, I'm doing that thing, and now you said I'm going to do this other thing. Yeah, it's not moving anything forward. It's not helping anything. And
so it's that 30,000 foot, or in your case, because you've got the drone, it's that drone view of the beach.
Of course,
you're actually observing. Right. Rather, you're not the tree in the forest that can't see the.
And if you can't see your life, if you can't have peripheral vision in your life, you're trapped in whatever emotion that you're experiencing every moment. And sometimes it can be good if it's a beautiful flower or something. There's other times where you just lose control and you're just angry about something and you can't do anything about it because you can't see that you're a bigger person behind it.
Okay, so one more question, because I don't want to run too long here, but one more question. We could talk all day. One more question. For our viewers, I want to have great content. Starting with him, he's my first. This is my first, YouTube presentation.
Yeah.
Is there any? If you could narrow it down to one piece of advice to those who are maybe stuck in their life, they're stuck in a routine or habit that keeps them overweight, not feeling like they can travel, not feeling good enough.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot that they need to do, but is there like one maybe piece of advice or something that you would give them that maybe help them turn it around?
I would say something you just said a moment ago that's really critical, and that is we go through life judging ourselves, and so none of us are perfect. All we can do is take the next step, and so instead of figuring out what's wrong with ourselves, we just have to quit judging and notice that whatever it is, whatever manifestation, as you call it, that you want in your life. You want to travel, you want to maintain health better, maybe you want to have more money, whatever it is, instead of saying, oh, I spend money, judging yourself about what you're doing wrong. Accept yourself for who you are, because you can't change, you can't manifest something new while you have a resistance to what you are. You have to have self-acceptance. And once you've accepted yourself for who you are, that will open you up to having a transformation into being something new, which is that next step you take. Whether it's a course or reading like you do every day, whether it's meditation or working out. Basically, you want to get your body right, and just in terms of energy, I'm not saying you have to have a perfect body, but you need to start to raise your energy, raise your consciousness, and then everything will start to take care of itself. So long as you're not constantly, like you said, judging yourself. It's okay to notice things about yourself that you want to improve, but don't judge that. Just take the next baby step necessary in that transformation. Like hiring someone like Robert to help you get your head straight. So.
Well, thank you. And again, it might be, like you say, it might just be taking one book and saying, you know what, even if you don't like to read, and I know a lot of people don't like to read nowadays, but you force yourself. You say, you know what, I'm going to read a half a chapter every day, or I'm going to read one chapter every day. What happens is you're feeding your spirit and your mind. After a while, nobody needs to tell you that you need to read every day. It just becomes, you crave it. You actually crave it, because now you're getting feedback. You're getting positive emotional, mental, and spiritual feedback. And it's automatically, you're like, well, I want more of that. It's kind of like the same thing, friends. Like for me, when I was in my early 30s, I was about 25 pounds heavier. long story, but I made up my mind I was going to go to the gym. My wife at the time joined me for about 2 weeks. I kept going because I'd made up my mind this was what I was going to do. I was sore, it was difficult, I had to push my tail to get in the gym.
Yeah.
But guess what? It's become a lifelong habit. So anywhere I move, one of the first things I do is I look for a gym because my body craves it.
Yeah.
Just like my mind and spirit craves the reading and spiritual, nutrition and reading good books
Yeah.
and feeding myself with healthy information.
Yeah.
Being selective, when we get into all that about the media and all that stuff
Yeah.
that you need to avoid,
Yeah.
get off of that diet.
Yeah.
But you need to replace it with other things.
Absolutely.
A healthful lifestyle,
Yeah. Positive
nutrition.
Positive input.
Yeah, positive input.
There's a lot of stuff going wrong in the world. If you're focusing on that, you're down in the dirt with all that. If you raise it up a little bit, look for positive sources like
And there is a
reading.
lot of positive out there.
There is.
Here's a gentleman who travels the world
Yeah.
and has met great and wonderful, nice people that he's interviewed all over the world, literally.
Yeah.
And so he can tell you firsthand that there is a lot. My mom taught me that she always saw the good in people.
Yeah.
That that no matter what was going on, there was always something good. And if you
Yeah.
focus on that,
Right.
guess what? You tend to draw good, nice people to you.
You do.
You tend to meet more of those people.
Yeah.
If you always meet rotten people and you always have a hard time and someone's always in your way and you never get the parking spot and life is always well, you know what? It is. What you believe is.
Yeah.
Right? You get more what? More of it.
Yeah.
You get more of what you think about all day. So
Yeah.
it's been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you and interview you.
Yeah. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah. And so any final thoughts?
No, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're going to touch a lot more people now. You're
So-
already with 46 countries or something.
I have clients in 45 countries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I love people from all over the world. So
Yeah.
reach out to me if you'd like. I'm going to have a couple of links for you of the best way you can contact me. Very simple. And if you actually did want to do coaching with me, if you wanted to, we could discuss that. I can send you a copy of what the breakdown of what I do and how I do it and what it would cost. But I intend to give you a lot of free content, as it were, or what are you supposed to call it?
Yeah. You help
I
people.
want to make this meaningful, and
Make
so
videos. Yeah.
every week I'm going to be bringing you some solid information, including the privilege of interviewing people also. But you're going to see the content is going to be positive of how you can live your best life.
Yeah.
So again, Robert Meade, The Power of Imagination, imagining and manifesting the best life for yourself, along with other great friends. So, Dan, thanks again.
Thank you, Robert.
All right.
It's a pleasure.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.